The story is, on a quiet late night in a remote countryside, a security camera placed in the backyard recorded hair-raising images. At first, the scene was quite peaceful, with only a few dilapidated thatched houses and piles of dry firewood lying around. But then, from the darkness, a strange sound rang out, sounding like a mournful siren, yet a bit spooky and creepy. At that moment, on the roof of a rickety wooden house, a white figure appeared, standing motionless like a stone statue. At the same time, another black figure, seemingly some kind of animal, lurked behind the bushes, then slowly approached. The howling grew louder and louder, as if tearing apart the quiet night. The white figure on the roof still stood still, not moving at all, making the viewer shiver. The black creature seemed to be attracted by something. It started climbing a large tree, then disappeared into the darkness. At this point, things became even more terrifying. A mournful voice rang out, sounding like the wailing of a lost soul, making people feel a chill down their spines. The white figure on the roof was still standing there, like an invisible curse. I don't know exactly what this camera recorded, but one thing is for sure. It was not the normal things we often see. Maybe it was a wandering soul, a demon lurking in the dark, or maybe it was just human imagination. Whatever it is, these images will still haunt those who have seen it, a reminder of the supernatural forces that always exist around us. Have you ever imagined, late at night, you have to walk alone down the stairs of an old apartment building? Your footsteps echo in the quiet space. The lights are flickering. Everything is dark and scary. And so the girl in this video experienced that. My friend, she kept walking down each step. Step by step, she could clearly hear her own breathing. But then, suddenly she felt something was wrong. It was like someone was looking at her. A chill ran down her spine. So she glanced up. Oh my God! A dark shadow, lonely, appeared. It stood right above her head, just a few steps away. Its appearance, it didn't look human, but the scariest thing was its blooming red eyes, as if wanting to burn everything. She screamed and started running as far as she could down the stairs. You know that feeling, right? Like knowing for sure that there was a terrible force chasing you. If you were just a second too late, you would die. Her footsteps just echoed, adding to the horror. I wonder if that demon could catch up with her. I wonder if she could escape. But the way she rushed out of the apartment, it was really haunting. I don't know what she actually encountered. Maybe she imagined it because she was tired. Or maybe there really was a demon haunting that apartment. But I think this story taught me something. That sometimes the biggest fears come from the most familiar places. The apartment stairs. From now on, I'll probably have to take the elevator. My friend. That night, it was very late. On the deserted street, there was only the yellow light from a guy's late-night food cart. The wind blew gently, carrying the chill of the night. Everything was strangely quiet. The vendor, after a long, tiring day, just wanted to sell to the last few customers and then pack up and go home to rest. He was busy cleaning up when, suddenly, he saw a girl sitting on the opposite chair without realizing it. The girl was quite young, wearing a red shirt and a shawl draped loosely over her. She just sat there, silent, not saying a word. Probably a customer, he thought. He smiled, asking her what she wanted to eat. The girl did not answer, just nodded slightly. He did not think much, and started spreading a layer of hot cake batter on the round pan. The sizzling of the dough was the only sound that broke the eerie silence. He focused on making the cake, his hands quickly spreading the filling, pouring the sauce. But then, a strange feeling crept up on him. A cold, unsettling feeling. He looked up at the girl again. This time, he looked more closely. Oh my God! His whole body stiffened. His spine was cold. His skin crawled. His heart felt like it was about to jump out of his chest. That wasn't a human face. The girl's eyes were completely white, without any pupils. Her mouth, it was torn open, stretching from ear to ear, looking like a permanent, monstrous smile. Her skin was pale, lifeless under the streetlights. She was still sitting there, unmoving, staring at him with lifeless eyes. The spoon in his hand trembled so much that it almost fell off. He didn't dare to scream, didn't dare to move. His throat was dry. All his courage seemed to have been sucked out. In front of him, it wasn't a guest, but something that didn't belong to this world. And that entire terrifying moment, that entire ghostly image, was recorded by the security camera mounted on the cart without missing a single second. Another, more terrifying possibility is that this wasn't a human soul, but a demon. Demons often like to appear in distorted, horrifying forms to spread fear. Its purpose is not to eat, but to absorb negative energy from people's panic and fear. Its silence and immobility further increased the horror, because the fear didn't come from its actions, but from its very existence. Whether real or fake, this image succeeded in touching the most primitive fear of humans, the fear of the inexplicable. The entities lurking in the dark. The silence of the girl is even more terrifying than a loud scare. It leaves a chilling question. If one day, you were alone at night and looked up and saw something like that, what would you do? The story is about a man, perhaps an amateur explorer, who decided to explore the forest at night. He held a flashlight, walking cautiously on the dark trail, surrounded by only the chirping of insects and the rustling of leaves. He muttered something, perhaps to reassure himself, but his voice sounded shaky. Suddenly, from the darkness, a figure in white appeared, long hair hanging down, face unclear. That figure staggered towards him, emitting creepy groans. The man was extremely frightened. He screamed and ran away. He ran across the rough trails, stumbling repeatedly, but did not dare to look back. The white-clothed figure's groans still chased after him, as if wanting to drag him down to hell. He ran while muttering prayers, hoping to escape the pursuit of the supernatural force. Finally, he ran to an abandoned field, where bare stubble protruded from the ground. He collapsed, out of breath, but still did not dare to stop. He knew that the white-clothed figure was still somewhere in the forest, waiting for a chance to catch him. I don't know if this man escaped that forest or not, but one thing is for sure. He had to go through a terrifying night. I don't know what the white-clothed figure was. It could be a wandering spirit, a demon in human form, or it could just be a joke of darkness and imagination. Whatever it is, this story is still a warning to those who want to explore deserted places at night. Because sometimes, the things we cannot see are the scariest things. There are places we should never set foot in. An abandoned building, in ruins, immersed in pitch darkness. There were only old brick walls and an eerie silence. However, there was a daring guy, with a phone in hand, curious to discover what was hiding inside. The weak flash from his phone swept across the ruins, illuminating the dark corners. And then, in the silence, he heard a sound. A moan. Steady. Not human, not animal. The sound came from a hidden corner right in front of him. He slowly turned the camera towards the corner of the wall. His heart pounded in his chest. His breathing became rapid, and then, it appeared, hiding behind the brick wall. A figure was huddled. The long, black, messy hair fell down, covering most of its face. When the flash hit it, it slowly raised its head. Oh my God! His whole body froze. It wasn't a girl. The eyes were white, without pupils, opened wide in a terrifying way, as if they were about to jump out. The mouth was wide open, showing crooked, yellow teeth, continuously emitting that ghostly sound. Its whole body trembled, but not because of the cold, but because of some invisible rage. The word, Kanhai? Who is it? Uttered from his trembling mouth, was not a question, but a desperate cry. That demon. It suddenly opened its mouth wide, its tongue sticking out. That was the final limit. Reason collapsed. He turned around, running for his life, his scream of terror mixed with his gasping breath. The camera shakes violently. Only the flash of the light is seen scanning the darkness as he desperately escapes that hellish place, leaving the demon still sitting in the dark corner. But the video doesn't stop there. It also pieces together other footage, as if to prove that the evil force is not only in one place. A dark shadow hovering near a high-voltage electric pole. A strange, skinny creature stepping out of a cave. All like pieces of a nightmare that no one wants to experience. In South Asian regions such as India, where the video seems to have been filmed, there are many legends about demons and scary creatures. This entity could be a representation of Chudale or Pishacha. Demons in Hindu folklore, often depicted as hideous, flesh-eating and haunting deserted places. Its appearance could be a warning that humans have trespassed on a sacred place or are cursed. Regardless of its true nature, the video is incredibly successful in creating a primal fear. It's not just a jump scare, but a deeply psychological one. The image of the demon's white eyes and sinister smile will linger in the viewer's mind long after the video ends. It embodies our greatest fear, facing something completely inhuman and malevolent in the dark.